Joe Stryker, IHSA Baseball Official of the Year. Tariq Lucas, IHSA Boys Basketball Official of the Year. After Tariq's college basketball career came to a close, he knew he needed a way to stay connected to the game. Officiating not only filled the void, but he says it's also given back to him personally through the life skills it has helped him develop. Tariq's development as an official is unquestioned. Since becoming an IHSA basketball official in 2002, he has worked 5 sectionals and 2 state finals, including working the Class 4A title game in 2017 and 2018. He also works at the NCAA Division 1, 2, and 3 levels and has officiated a number of high-profile events, including the McDonald's All-American Game, Jordan Brand Classic All-American Game, NBA Training Camp Games, and the NCAA Division 3 postseason. Tariq resides in Lansing and has been supported in his officiating career by his son Malik and daughter Malia. He is a lieutenant in the Cook County Sheriff's Department. Mark Profancik, Girls Basketball Official of the Year. A gifted cross-country runner who also loved the hardwood, Mark picked up his IHSA officiating license in basketball as a college student to earn a little extra money. He calls it one of the best decisions I ever made. He stepped away from officiating for his family for several years, but returned in 1994 and has worked numerous regionals and sectionals along the way. Mark earned his first IHSA state final trip in 2015 and has gone on to work the Class 1A and Class 2A state championship games in his return trips in 2016 and 2019, respectively. He is a member of the Southern Illinois Basketball Officials Association and served on the organization's board for several years. He also works college basketball and at the JUCO level, NAIA, and NCAA 3 division levels. Mark resides in Centralia and retired after a 50-year career at the Southern Illinois Glass and Gift Soft Incorporated, where he began as an accountant and finished as the company's CEO and president. He and his wife Connie have been married for 40 years and raised 2 sons, Justin and Nicholas, and are excited to welcome their 4th grandchild in July. Katie Clemens, IHSA Competitive Cheerleading Official of the Year. After learning of the need for more cheer officials, Katie Clemens put her skills to use by joining the IHSA as an official in 2009 and says that she works to be fair and unbiased while continuing to increase her knowledge of the sport. Katie has worked IHSA sectionals every year since 2009 and has been a part of the IHSA state finals 11 times, beginning in 2009. She has been a part of the state finals for 9 consecutive years. A member of the Competitive Cheerleading Officials of Illinois, she also officiates cheer for Varsity Brands and All-Star. Katie resides in Dyer, Indiana with her husband David and their 2 sons, Carter and Carson. She works as a physical education teacher and department chair in Dalton School District 148. Jeff Norton, IHSA Cross Country Official of the Year. Katie Kazanko, IHSA Competitive Dance Official of the Year. AVERY-KACANKO has been involved with cheerleading and dance since she was 5 years old, so it was a natural progression for her to judge cheerleading when it became an IHSA sport. She followed suit as a dance judge as well when dance made its IHSA debut in 2013. Katie earned her first state final assignment in competitive dance in 2018, as was invited back in 2019 and 2020, including being selected as the head sectional official in 2019. The president and founder of the Illinois Dance Officials Association, Katie is a two-time IHSA cheerleading state final judge who has also worked the Georgia Dance State Finals, judged for varsity, and the Summit Dance Finals. Katie and her husband Tom reside in South Elgin. She teaches first grade at Sleepy Hollow Elementary School, and she is a proud aunt to Jonathan, Emily, Carolyn, and Tegan. Jim Perkins, IHSA Football Official of the Year. Jim Perkins had a memorable experience playing high school football at Prospect High School and decided to reconnect with the game when he was looking for a hobby in the early 1990s. A decorated officiating career that is now pushing 3 decades was the result. Jim and his crews have worked nearly 60 IHSA playoff games, including the IHSA State Championship games in 2005, 2007, and 2018. Jim currently serves as the Vice President of Football for the Athletic Officials Service, who presented him with its Ed Curtin Award in 2018 for his work mentoring fellow officials. Jim resides in Arlington Heights, where he served on the school board for 11 years and is self-employed as a certified public accountant. He and his wife of 30 years, Angela, have 2 children, Andrea and Joseph. Steve KAFKA, IHSA Boys Gymnastics Official of the Year. Steve KAFKA enjoyed a successful career as a high school and a collegiate gymnast before moving on to a decorated coaching career at Glenbard East and later Glenbard West, where his teams won a combined 8 IHSA state final trophies, including the 1996 state title at West. After retiring from coaching, he decided to put his knowledge and experience to use, joining the IHSA as an official in 2013. Steve quickly rose up the ranks as one of the state's best, and he was selected to work the IHSA Boys Gymnastics State Finals in 2016, 2017, and again in 2018. Steve also judges collegiate gymnastics and has given back as a member of the IHSA Gymnastics Advisory Committee. He and his wife Sue reside in Downers Grove, where they raise their 4 children. They have since welcomed 3 grandchildren. Steve is retired after teaching physical education and health at Glenbard East for 33 years. Leah Morgan, Girls Gymnastics Official of the Year. After Leah Morgan concluded her career as a gymnastics coach, officiating felt like the ideal way for her to remain connected to a sport that had been a part of her life for decades. IHSA participants have benefited from that decision, as Leah has been selected to judge both the IHSA regional round and state final meet every year since 2010. She is currently the secretary of the Illinois High School Girls Gymnastics Judging Association and was named the organization's Judge of the Year in 2019. Leah resides in South Elgin and has 2 children, a daughter Jessica and son Brandon, who have supported her in her officiating career. She works as a lead designer and project manager for Kitchen and Spaces Incorporated. Jeremy MANCILLA, Boys Lacrosse Official of the Year. After playing football in high school and college, Jeremy MANCILLA saw officiating as an avenue to stay involved with the game he loves. He began officiating football in 2005 and learned lacrosse about 5 years later, quickly rising through the ranks as one of the state's best in that sport. Jeremy was selected to work the first two IHSA Boys Lacrosse State Championships in 2018 and 2019, as well as officiating 3 state finals prior to the IHSA conducting the state tournament. A member of the Central Officials Association and the Great Lakes Lacrosse Officials Association, the GLLOA named him its Rookie of the Year in 2011. Jeremy officiates both lacrosse and football collegiately and is a teacher at Palos South Middle School. He resides in Plainfield with his wife Elizabeth and their 3 children, Sophia, Audrey, and Noelle. Stephen McGovern, IHSA Girls Lacrosse Official of the Year. Stephen McGovern's passion for officiating was born out of an experience as a Little League umpire and has seen him grow to become one of the top girls lacrosse officials in the state. Stephen was selected to work the first 2 IHSA Girls Lacrosse State Championships in 2018 and 2019, as well as 5 state finals prior to the IHSA conducting the state tournament. Stephen is a member of the Girls Catholic Athletic Conference Officials Association, Western Basketball Officials Association, and the Illinois Women's Lacrosse Umpiring Board, who has twice named him their Official of the Year. He is currently a collegiate lacrosse and softball official and has refereed IHSA basketball for over a quarter of a century. Stephen resides in LaGrange Park with his significant other Karen, and his officiating career has also been supported by his daughter Alyssa. He works in the electrical control panel manufacturing for Simplex Systems Controls. Jeff Bryce, IHSA Softball Official of the Year. Jeff Bryce's reason for becoming an IHSA official is simple. He wanted to stay involved with sports after his playing days were done, and stay involved he has. Jeff has worked 4 IHSA sports in his career, including over 20 years as a softball, basketball, and football official. His work on the softball diamond includes over a dozen sectionals and state final trips in 2012, 2015, and 2019. Jeff worked the 4A title game in each of his 3 state final trips, including twice behind the plate. He is an IHSA softball clinician and the president of the Elgin Area Officials Association and has officiated the IHSA football state championship game. Jeff umpires softball at all 3 NCAA levels and has worked 2 national professional fast pitch national championships and is a member of the IHSA Softball Coaches Association Hall of Fame. Jeff resides in Gilbert's and enjoyed a 30-plus year career with Jewel Food before spending the past 17 years working for the Lego Toy Group. He and his wife Janet have 2 children, Kelly and Colin, along with 2 grandchildren and a 2-year-old great-grandchild. Sam NACHAMPASSAK, IHSA Boys Soccer Official of the Year. After completing his soccer playing career, Sam NACHAMPASSAK chose to take up the officiating vocation to give back, stay involved, and stay in shape. He has accomplished all 3 of those goals during an officiating career that spans nearly 3 decades. In addition to numerous regionals and sectionals along the way, Sam has been selected to work the IHSA Boys Soccer State Finals on 9 different occasions, as well as earning 3 state final trips on the girls' side. Sam is a member of the Rockford Area Soccer Officials Association and also referees the sport collegiately and for the U.S. Soccer Federation. Sam works as a night shift manufacturing manager at TH Foods and resides in South Beloit with his wife of 33 years, Melissa. Sam and Melissa have 1 daughter, Amanda, and 3 grandchildren. Alex Alvarado, Girls Soccer Official of the Year. Warren Holton, Swimming and Diving Official of the Year. Warren Holton's children got involved in competitive swimming at a young age, officially turning the Holtons into a swimming family. Warren wasn't quite ready to leave the water once his kids' competitive days were behind them, and he joined the IHSA as an official in 1995. Warren has been selected to work the IHSA boys and girls swimming and diving sectionals on more than 30 occasions, in addition to the 13 state final assignments, including working at least one of the state final meets in each of the past 6 years. Warren also officiates for USA Swimming, and his day job is working as a lab technician at Freeport Hospital. He and his wife Judy reside in Freeport and have 3 children and 7 grandchildren. Kevin McMurray, IHSA Swimming and Diving Official of the Year. A desire to give back is what endeared Kevin McMurray to officiating. He has gone above and beyond in that regard, as he has officiated 3 IHSA sports for over 40 years and has achieved the rare feat of working the state finals in each sport. Kevin's achievements as a baseball and football official are many, but it is his work as a swimming and diving official that he is being honored by the IHSA in 2020. A member of the Illinois Swimming Officials Association, Kevin has worked numerous IHSA sectional and state final meets in his 44-year career. A 2-time Football Official of the Year, Kevin is retired after a long career teaching at Andrew High School. He resides in Willow Springs with his wife Carol, who are the proud parents of Matthew, Ryan, and Casey. They also have 4 grandchildren. Jerzy MARSZALEK, IHSA Boys Track and Field Official of the Year. For Jerzy, a love of track and field was immediate in his childhood, and he hasn't waned a bit after years of competing, coaching, and of course officiating. Jerzy has spent over 4 decades as an IHSA track and field official ever since the Sheridan native was encouraged to consider the vocation by then Evergreen Park High School principal Sam Good. In addition to officiating numerous conference and IHSA sectional meets, Jerzy has worked the IHSA boys track and field state finals in the clerk's tent since 1995. He has also been selected as the starter and assistant starter at the boys and girls state meets respectively. Jerzy proudly represents the Illinois Track and Field and Cross Country Association and has been a member since the organization was formed in 1999. He also officiates at the collegiate level and was retired from teaching and coaching after spending the majority of his career at Tinley Park High School and Central Middle School in Tinley Park. Lindsay Consdorf, Girls Track and Field Official of the Year. Lindsay Consdorf had a plan. After her high school track and field and cross country career ended, she planned to coach both sports and then become an official when she was done coaching. She admits that after 5 years of coaching, her officiating career began sooner than she expected when she licensed with the IHSA in 2011. That change in plans has been a benefit for IHSA track athletes, as Lindsay has worked as an assistant starter at the girls' track sectionals since 2014, served as an assistant referee for conflicts at both state meets, and was slated to move into the head clerk role at the 2020 state finals. Lindsay is also a member of the Illinois Track and Cross Country Officials Association and was named the organization's Rookie of the Year in 2015. Lindsay and her husband David reside in Palatine with their son Jack and daughter Anna. She teaches chemistry at Warren Township High School in Gurnee. Rhonda Williams, IHSA Volleyball Official of the Year. Rhonda Williams loves the game of volleyball and had a desire to remain connected to it when her playing career ended. She has officiated for over 2 decades and began officiating for the IHSA in 2007. Since then, Rhonda has been selected to work sectionals at both the boys and girls levels, and she received her first assignment to work her first state tournament at the 2019 IHSA Boys Volleyball State Finals. Rhonda proudly represents the Suburban Volleyball Officials Association and is also a region official for USA Volleyball. Rhonda resides in Naperville and has 2 teenage sons, Zeke and Luke. She works as a maintenance service engineer manager for Nokia and also teaches English literature as an adjunct professor for Aurora University. Patti BLUMHURST, IHSA Girls Volleyball Official of the Year. Approached by IHSA volleyball official Vicky DeMay about joining the ranks nearly 30 years ago, Patti BLUMHURST did just that in 1993 and has gone on to become one of the state's best officials in the time since. As an IHSA clinician, Patti has been selected to work the IHSA Girls Volleyball State Finals on 5 occasions, including twice as a line judge, as well as being the R1 on 3 state championship matches. Patti founded the Illinois Valley Volleyball Officials Association in 2002 and continues to serve as the organization's president. She was a track and field standout at Northern Illinois University, who is a member of the Indian Creek High School Hall of Fame and received the NIU's Women's Sports History Award in 2019. Patti resides in Mendota with her husband of 34 years, Brian, and works as an accountant at Phelan Steel Construction Company. Patti and Brian have 3 children, Chance, Brianne, and Trey, who are all coaches and officials, and the family will welcome their first grandchild in September. John Hinkle, IHSA Water Polo Official of the Year. Mike HURCKES, IHSA Wrestling Official of the Year. Mike HURCKES served as a high school wrestling head coach for 7 years. Before stepping aside to help raise his children, he felt a strong connection to the sport, which ultimately drove him to take up officiating in 1995. Mike has gone on to become one of the state's most respected officials, having been selected to work the IHSA state finals 14 times as a mat official or coordinator of officials. An IHSA rule interpreter and clinician, Mike is a member of the IWCOA and an inductee in the organization's Hall of Fame. He has also worked the IESA state finals 10 times in his career. A resident of Ringwood in the northern suburbs, Mike works as a teacher at McHenry Community High School. He and his wife of 32 years, Nancy, have 4 children, Shelby, Austin, Chloe, and Stormy, as well as 1 grandchild.